When I was a kid, I was very curious and always trying to push the limits. I loved to explore and play outside, but I always thought my parents and teachers were trying to hold me back from what I needed to see. When I became a teenager, I grew bigger, but my nature didn't change much. I still tried to push the limits of my town, my parents, and my freedom. I often had lots of what I thought was fun, but often ended up in trouble. One day, I was driving to school much too fast on wet roads and crashed my car. I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. My right leg was splintered and my neck was broken. I spent a long time in a wheelchair and a head brace. The recovery was slow and painful, but with some time I regained my strength and function. After that, I learned to be more cautious, but I still kept my curiosity and passion for life. When I went to college, I kept pushing the boundaries of myself and my knowledge. I kept traveling and learning. When I graduated, I traveled to the southern Appalachians and started hiking on the Appalachian Trail. I hiked for several months. Sometimes I would spend long, grueling days climbing up steep rock faces to the tops of tall mountains. Sometimes I was soaked with rain, and often the nights were really cold. With time, I got strong. I learned what gear was important to carry, and I traveled light. I marveled at the lush green of deep and ancient forests that many people have never seen, and I felt the accomplishment of climbing a tall mountain and gazing across the horizon from a pristine, rocky summit. When I got back, I found that I still hadn't changed much. I refocused my energy and I started taking science classes with the intention of applying to medical school. I spent long hours poring over books and endless hours in the hospital. When I became a doctor, I often ended up in frightening circumstances and felt overwhelmed. With time, I gained confidence and understanding, and I eventually felt privileged to experience things and interact with others in ways that most people are not able to. Now I have my own son. I see him also trying to push the limits and break free. When I look back, I've come to realize that some boundaries are set for a reason and others are meant to be broken. It takes a long time to learn the difference. I hope that as my son grows older, I can teach him which are the right mountains to climb and when to stay away from the edge.